Hello, I'm Kendra, and here at HappenstancePlace, life is handmade. That includes holiday presents. So today I'm going to show you a great gift for Valentine's that's affordable and easy to do and fun, and most importantly, delicious. So the backstory to all of this is that my family always did candy making when I was growing up around Christmas time, and we would frequently make fudge. Now, that is all very normal, right? Most families have made fudge a time or two. What I didn't realize was a little abnormal was that in addition to plain chocolate fudge, my family made white chocolate fudge, among other types of fudge as well. So, I just thought white chocolate fudge was a normal thing. I get married, I start making this white chocolate fudge, which Steve thought was amazing. But he kind of was commenting, you know, not everybody makes that. And I'm like, really? I think people do. So then I was working at a bank, and they came to be Valentine's Day, and I wanted to make some Valentines for my coworkers. So I made some white chocolate fudge, and everybody was just like baffled with what this delicious food was. And I realized that it made an awesome Valentine present. So I'm going to walk you through how I make white chocolate fudge with my Valentine's twist. So the first thing I use the Kraft Fantasy Fudge recipe. You can get it off the Kraft website. I'll also go ahead and link it below if I remember. So you're first of all going to, according to the recipe, line a 9-inch square pan with aluminum foil. Well, for this particular recipe and my Valentine's twist, we're going to use a cookie sheet, and it's a thick cookie sheet, like a jelly roll pan. And I just went ahead and put some foil in it, like it said, trying to keep it really, really flat because you don't want too many crinkly bits because the fudge gets caught in those and it makes life just slightly more difficult. So I've got my aluminum foil there, and then it says that we're going to bring our sugar, butter, and evaporated milk to a boil in this 3-quart saucepan. I'm going to go ahead and go grab my butter. So we're going to begin by adding 3/4 of a stick of butter, 3/4 of a cup. That's a stick and a half, not 3/4 of a stick. And it's a stick and a half, which is why it's so delicious. Well, plus all the sugar and the chocolate and the fact that I just sprinkled delicious over the top. That's the secret ingredient. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of butter is in. I need 3 cups of sugar. I store them in some rolling totes down here below my counter. 1, 2, 3 cups of sugar. And a small can, 5 ounces of evaporated milk. The evaporated milk I have is a 12-ounce can. So it says I need 2/3 of a cup. I'm gonna go grab a measuring cup. My liquid measuring cup, because with the remodel and things all over the place, I just grabbed a plastic 1/3 cup. We'll just put 2 of those in. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And luckily the rest won't go to waste. I will just, I'll just use it in my coffee for the next couple of days or some other recipe. Okay, so 2/3 of a cup of this. There's 1/3 and 2/3. Set off to the side. And then it says that we are going to bring those to a full rolling boil over medium heat, stirring constantly. So I'm going to turn on my stove. Turn this down. Okay. And grab myself a spoon. Oh, where's the one I want? Nope, this one. So many spoons to choose from. So I'm just going to start stirring this up. Obviously, because it's milk and sugar and butter and things of that nature, you really don't want it to burn, because that just does not taste good. You'll see on my stove I'm also cooking dinner for tonight. For dinner we are having what I call hamburger helper, because that's what we called it growing up. Around here, people also call it goulash. It's basically just pasta and tomatoes and hamburger with some seasonings in it. Not out of a box. Well, macaroni came out of a box, but it's not like a boxed mix. So I'm trying to multitask and do this while I do that. I would have filmed this earlier for you all, but I was doing dishes and I didn't figure you wanted to listen to my dishwasher. Candy thermometer for when that time comes. So I'm just go ahead and put my candy thermometer in and use that as at least part of the way of telling when my fudge is ready. The instructions do tell you when you can just let it be at a boil for a certain period of time, but just to be safe, I figured I have the candy thermometer. I hardly ever use it if I have an opportunity. Why not? Otherwise, it's just taking up real estate in my kitchen, right? So, when you put a candy thermometer in, you may or may not know this, you want to make sure that the tip is submerged in your candy or whatever you're measuring, but that it does not touch the bottom. Because if it touches the bottom of your pan, we'll claim it is hotter than it actually is. So, put that in there. To a full rolling boil, and we want it to be 234 degrees, which is going to be the equivalent of the softball stage on your candy thermometer. It doesn't mention the softball stage, but I'm looking right here and the softball mark is just a little above 225. So, and that would make sense. Fudge is a very similar equivalent to what softball food looks like. You can make fudge in the microwave. I just think it tastes so much better when it's made on the stove. And it makes it more like an adventure, right? How often do you get to do things where you're like, oh no, watch out for the scalding sugar? Okay. It's starting to come up. You can see there's starting to be bubbles in there. Scraping our sides and our bottom. Make sure nothing's burning. Okay, my thermometer's getting close. And I'm right at that softball line, so I'm gonna turn my heat all the way off. I'm just gonna move it over a little, so to a cooler part of the burner. Stir it up a little. And just remove from the heat. Now we're gonna add our chocolate and marshmallow cream. I'm gonna grab my candy thermometer by the wooden handle that's there for just the purpose of it being too hot. And apparently I dropped it. Real life, people, real life. So, I'm gonna grab my tongs and fish my incredibly hot candy thermometer out of my incredibly hot candy. 234 degrees to be exact. Whoop. Okay. Crisis averted. Now we're gonna add our jar, 7-ounce jar of marshmallow cream. This stuff is delicious. I always like to keep it in the pantry. It makes a quick and easy dessert if we're going to anything. Or if we need like a picnic lunch to take somewhere. I will frequently open a jar of marshmallow cream. If I need like a, sweet treat, I'll just take a little bit of the marshmallow cream and spread it on graham crackers and make instant s'mores. No chocolate, obviously, but you really don't need it. And if you really feel strongly about it, throw a few chocolate chips in there. But it's always nice to have on hand I've used it before when I had guests come through and all of a sudden was like, oh no, we need like a treat. Bust out some of the marshmallow cream that's in the pantry. Spread it on some granola. I also try and stock up on it during the Christmassy time season. It tends to go on sale because that's when the candy making and baking supplies go on sale. And it keeps very well, so I will just go ahead and buy some then to stock up. And then you have to lick your finger. It's like a rule. You have to wash your finger. That's the other rule. This, we're also gonna add our white chocolate chips. The instructions say to use 3 4-ounce packages of semi-sweet chocolate chopped up. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a 12-ounce package of white chocolate chips. And then you just go ahead and stir this together until everything melts. Back over here now, let's cool down a little. Just stir, stir, stir. You just want to make sure that it's stirred really evenly. Sometimes you'll get there's some lumps of marshmallow cream in there. You want to just even those out. Get down. Okay, everything looks good enough. So I'm going to scrape my spoon off. You don't want to waste any. Not that it will go to waste, it will go to me licking the spoon when I'm done, right? Right. You know, there are some benefits to being the candy maker. Also means you get to be the candy taster. So, we're just gonna take our pan, which is covered here in the foil. I'm just going to pour this fudge out across it. Now, this is gonna make a thinner fudge than if you were to put it in an 8x8 pan, but that is all right. This fudge turns out to be fairly rich, as all fudge does, but the white chocolate fudge has to be a little sweeter. You wanna make sure that you scrape it out real good. I'm using a nice silicone spatula so that everything doesn't stick too much. And then between shaking things around, just gonna give everything a little spread before it gets cooled off here too much. You see how quick this is? I think, you know, when you go places, like when you're traveling and you buy fudge at these fudge shops, see how expensive fudge is. It's really not that expensive to make at home. I mean, yes, there's some expense to it, but especially if you try and shop the sales on your baking ingredients, just checking to make sure it's not too hot and it's a little warm, but okay, I can touch it. Whew, there we go. Okay, got that cleaned off. Oh, there's sample. Now, I'm gonna go get my Valentine's decoration. As I was getting these, I totally realized I forgot to add the vanilla. And it's not like going to ruin it. It will still taste amazing, but it is better if you add vanilla. So if you make this, don't forget to add the vanilla. And it's really easy to do. I probably forget to add the vanilla more often than I remember. So now I'm just gonna use these red sugar crystals. I'm going to sprinkle them all over the top of my hot fudge. You know, just for a little festive touch. Use however much you want, and I just want to make sure that we're gonna stick. Yep, they seem like they're gonna be in there okay. And just pat them just a touch. And then we're gonna let this cool. I'm gonna speed up the process by going and putting it on my porch because it's like, I don't know, slightly above freezing out there. So that should make it congeal a little faster. And then we are going to use a heart-shaped cookie cutter cut out some hearts, and I will show you what that looks like once this is cooled. time for some adventures in country living. I put the fudge out on a step stool on my porch, and something has apparently been after the side of it. So I only left it there for an hour, maybe an hour and a half while we ate dinner, but I will not be using this segment for this particular thing. It could have been my dog, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take a cookie cutter, and I'm just going to push it into the fudge, which apparently my fudge got very, very cold. It's a little colder outside than I thought. I'm gonna push it all the way down to the bottom of the cookie sheet. Okay, that one's all the way in. And I'm gonna pull the cookie cutter out. Now the fudge may or may not come with it. Either way, kind of okay with me. Okay, it did, partially. Just came right off the foil. So I'm gonna just use my thumbs and gently push the little heart bit. Okay, here we go. One didn't quite come out right. Just gonna give it a little bit still. There we go. And I just pushed it back together, a little like Play-Doh. A little bit of fudgy Play-Doh there. So you have a beautiful little heart. And the cookie cutter I used happens to be just about the right size. I'm gonna slide this into a fold top sandwich baggie and makes a nice Valentine's present. You can do these in other shapes too for like the Super Bowl. Maybe you want to do some with like brown. You could always pipe a little icing on if you're that sort of crafty. And then you can just kind of go around and try and make the most of where you put your cookie cutters to make the most full cutouts. And then of course, you can always just eat the little extra bits yourself. And that is how you make white chocolate fudge hearts. If you'd like to see more of my cooking and hear more of my fun country adventures, like, hello, I put fudge on the porch and now something has eaten it, you can go ahead and subscribe down below to my channel, HappenstancePlace, where I daily vlog and also post a number of other videos, food, crafting, and otherwise. I will see you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in February to teach you how to feed your face the way we do ours. See you later. Bye.